What's up, everybody? My name's Fall from Grace, and in this video today, I'm here to talk about the Elden Ring character customization and the classes. Now, if you are new around here, I was part of the closed network test where I put in many hours into playing that, but unfortunately, a few of the classes from that network test didn't actually make it into the final game, so my many hours of experience with the Bloody Wolf are not that useful now. In terms of playing the game before release, I have painstakingly avoided playing anything because I do want to share that first playthrough experience with my Twitch audience. So all I'm going to talk about today is the character customization and the classes because I don't want to spoil any of the playthrough for Twitch. In this video, I'm going to keep it quite brief and concise. It's more aimed at new players that aren't 100% sure what the best class would be for their playstyle. And the hardcore FromSoft players out there that have been playing the game since day dot, you don't need me to tell you what class to pick. So with all that being said, let's jump into the character classes and the customization. So if you are brand new to the FromSoft games or you're just not 100% sure how the classes work, you may be wondering which class you should choose. Now, the class choice or origin of your character is definitely something to think about, but don't stress out too much. It's not going to drastically change the outcome of the game if you choose one that's subpar. In saying this, the class you choose is going to matter the most at the very start of the game, before you have that ability to level up and change the stats the way you want. So with that in mind, I would recommend having a look at the stats of each character and figuring out what is most important to you. Each character base in Elden Ring does have a different level and will have different stats in Vigor, Mind, Endurance, Strength, Dexterity, Intelligence, Faith, and Arcane. And they will also have varying starting weapons, shields, and items. Rather than deep diving into every single class, I'm just going to recommend my top 2 for brand new players. If you are brand new to the games, the Vagabond is probably the best choice if you're planning to do a melee build. The Vagabond has the most stats in Vigor, which is your overall HP, and Strength and Dexterity, which means you'll likely be able to wield other weapons that you find in the early game. If you've never played a FromSoft game, basically the way the weapons work is they will have a required statistic, whether it's strength or dexterity, that you have to wield it efficiently. So with the Vagabond starting with 14 strength and 13 dexterity, it's likely that the early weapons that you'll find at the start of the game will be something you can actually use. And that is why I think the Vagabond will be a great choice for players just starting. They have a good amount of HP, a good amount of endurance, which is your stamina, meaning how much you can swing your weapons, how much you can block, how much you can dodge roll in combat, and also that high strength and dex. On the flip side, if you want to do a magic build, I would recommend the Astrologer. The Astrologer has the highest stats in Mind and Intelligence, which is paramount for a magic build. Now, the only thing that I might be a little bit worried about is that they do have slightly less Vigor or HP than the other magic choices, but it won't be long until you can level up if you're finding your Vigor a little lackluster. Magic can be a good starting class for new players because you can kind of stand back, you can cast your spells from afar, you don't have to get up in the boss's grill, and for that reason, it's kind of colloquially known as the unofficial easy mode of the Dark Souls genre. But that is not to take anything away from people that choose to do a magic build. You play the game however the hell you want. So again, if you're thinking magic might be for you, I would personally go with the Astrologer. Now that we've touched on the best 2 builds for melee and for magic, let's talk about the character customization. Once you've made that selection of what origin you want your character to be, you'll get to choose between body type A and body type B. Once you've done that, you'll go to the Create Character screen and you will see this. One thing to note about the origin is, say for example, you choose Astrologer and then you come in and start working on your character over the next hour. If over that time you decide you want to change up your class for whatever reason, you can absolutely do that here in this screen before you hit Finalize. If you've played any of the other FromSoft games, you'll know how important the character customization is, and you may also know how difficult it is to make your character actually look human. For a lot of players who try to make the most cursed looking character possible, this is not a huge concern. But for players like myself that find it a fun challenge to make your character look even slightly akin to yourself, it has been rather difficult in the FromSoft games. However, in Elden Ring, I feel that the character customization definitely feels a bit easier to make your character look like an actual human being. As you maneuver the sliders, you can see the entire face changing shape, rather than that individual facial feature moving separately. I think this difference in particular definitely helps make your character look a little more realistic if that's what you're into. And to those that love making those cursed, crazy looking characters, don't worry, there is still the similar face button that you can just spam away and make something completely nightmarish. Once you are satisfied with your character masterpiece that you're going to get to know very well over the next 100 hours or so, you can change up the keepsake. Most of these keepsakes are actually there to help aid you on your journey, but just be very wary of choosing the bottom one. Now, I'm not 100% sure how to say it, but the Shabriri's Woe attracts enemies' aggression. And if you're new to the game, you do not want this item. So with all that being said, hopefully if you are new to the FromSoft games, you feel more ready and equipped to dive into the Lands Between. And as someone who is only relatively new to the games over the last 18 months, I totally know how you feel if you are scared about your first FromSoft journey. I hope you enjoy the Lands Between, and I really hope you fall in love with the FromSoft games as much as I did. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video helped you out. If you have any more questions about character customization or Elden Ring in general, pop them down in the comments. And if you'd like to join me for my first ever playthrough of Elden Ring, I will see you live over on Twitch.